Have you ever wondered what really goes on behind the scenes in the UFC, where old alliances shatter and new controversies spark a firestorm both inside and outside the cage? In today's deep dive, we explore a series of explosive events that have rocked the world of mixed martial arts. A tale of betrayals, surprising departures, and bold declarations that leave fans questioning everything they thought they knew. It all starts with a once-unbreakable bond that went terribly wrong. Once training partners at a renowned MMA facility, Colby, Covington, and Themba Gorimbo shared more than just routines and workouts. They shared meals and genuine camaraderie that for a time made them inseparable. But in 2023, that connection crumbled dramatically. According to Gorimbo, the bond they built fell apart when, in a moment that would later ignite fierce debates, Covington allegedly had him removed from the UFC Performance Institute just as he was cutting weight for a crucial bout against Leon Edwards. During a live Twitch stream that was as raw as it was revealing, Covington's language turned incendiary, lashing out with biting insults and hinting at long-held grudges. That explosive moment set the stage for one of the most talked about splits in recent MMA history, and what happened next would only add fuel to the fire.
These hoes down there. The ungrateful motherfucker we used to feed. I think we should just go train around him, actually.
While the fallout between old friends made headlines, the fight game continued to buzz with new matchups and rising stars. On the fight announcement circuit, excitement was palpable as Raul Rosas Jr. prepared to step into the cage against Vince Morales at UFC Mexico. Rosas, riding a 3-fight winning streak and bolstered by a unanimous decision victory in his previous bout, exuded a sense of momentum that left no doubt he was destined for greatness. In contrast, Morales was desperate to snap a 2-fight losing streak following a recent unanimous decision defeat, each fighter's journey now infused with the promise of a major upset. UFC insiders even speculated that a shift in event strategy, like hosting more shows at the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, could significantly boost revenue, despite sacrificing the electric atmosphere of a live arena. The tension between traditional spectacle and modern efficiency was becoming as intense as the fights themselves. Not far behind in the unfolding drama was the poignant and bittersweet farewell of Tony Ferguson, a fighter whose name had long been synonymous with relentless determination in the UFC. After a 13-year run with the organization, Ferguson's departure was laden with raw emotion and reflection. He recalled the searing disappointment of having his interim lightweight title stripped away in 2018, following a freak knee injury that forced him out of a highly anticipated bout against Khabib Nurmagomedov. "I had to pack up all my UFC stuff," he said, describing the painful process of moving on from a legacy built over years. Even as he faced the bitter taste of lost dreams, Ferguson's words resonated with resilience and hard-earned lessons about business, loyalty, and planning for a new future.
He said he wanted to wish you all the best. He said you're truly one of the best to ever do it. He said it's a shame you guys never got to fight. It is what it is. And he said that your life is really just beginning.
Yeah, I know. That's it's still going to be Tiramisu Tuesday, you fat fuck. I'm just kidding. That'll never end. I mean, think that's cool. It's like a saga. You ever watch Dragon Ball Z? They have sagas all over the place. That's how that one went, McNugget Monday, so on and so forth. It's Wing Wednesday all day, every day, twice on Sunday. So I want to say thank you, Khabib. I always wish everybody else the best too. No animosity with Khabib, but we went through hell and back.
In a different chapter of this unfolding saga, Tom Aspinall has emerged as a rising force in the heavyweight division. Known for his rapid ascent and undeniable presence in the cage, Aspinall recently squared off against Curtis Blades in a bout that epitomized his hunger for redemption. Their first encounter ended abruptly, just 15 seconds in, when a knee injury derailed what could have been a definitive showdown. Determined to settle the score, Aspinall returned with renewed vigor, transforming that brief, chaotic moment into a statement of his evolving skill set and his desire to cement his place among the sport's elite.
It's about one guy being the champion of each division. I defended the interim once already. It's almost unheard of, that. It's unprecedented. I thought it was silly the first time, to be honest. The reason that I did it, the first time I fought Curtis Blades, it went down as a loss. I got injured. The worst moment of my career, one of the worst moments of my life. I wanted to redeem myself and get the legit victory against Curtis Blades because it was unfinished business. Like, that was hurting my ego, and I wanted to prove that I was better than Blades, which I did in the rematch, and I defended the interim. Something else, that particular fight was in Manchester, in my hometown. I wanted to fight in my hometown. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do that again in front of a sold out, brand new co-op live arena in Manchester, England. I don't know if I'm ever going to have the opportunity to do that again. So for them two reasons, that's why I defended the interim. I'm not doing it again. Like, I've cleared out the rest of the division, undisputed, and that's it.
In another corner of the MMA narrative, Alex Pereira's journey stands as a testament to personal transformation. Once candid about his struggles with alcohol, openly admitting to a past of consuming dangerously high amounts, Pereira has redefined his path both in and out of the cage. His comeback isn't marked solely by victories in the octagon, but also by a disciplined commitment to overcoming personal demons. Recently, in a video addressing remarks from an opponent who alluded to his past habits, Pereira struck a chord with fans by emphasizing that his battle off the cage was just as significant as any fight. "I stopped drinking after 4 years of training. I already won. That's a victory," he declared. A statement that resonated as both a personal triumph and a message of hope for anyone striving to rise above adversity.
Eu falei, pô, prometi pra mim mesmo, sabe, que eu ia parar. E faz, sei lá, 9 anos aí que eu não bebo mais absolutamente nada.
Meanwhile, the UFC itself was undergoing a transformation with its decision to stage more events at the Apex facility in Las Vegas. This shift, driven by economic considerations, promised a more controlled and cost-efficient environment, but at a steep price. Critics argued that the absence of a live, thunderous crowd diluted the magic of the sport, with veteran commentator Kenny Florian lamenting that nothing compared to the raw energy of two warriors clashing in a sold-out arena. Despite these concerns, UFC executives maintained that this strategic pivot was necessary and hinted at more international shows once the model proved successful, leaving fans to wonder if the sport could ever recapture its traditional atmosphere. Not all controversies were confined to personal dramas or economic strategies. Behind the scenes, the integrity of the sport itself was being questioned. A betting scandal involving coach James Krause stirred accusations and prompted suspensions, while the abrupt cancellation of the UFC 279 press conference, triggered by backstage altercations among fighters, underscored an undercurrent of tension and unpredictability within the organization. Then there was the infamous Scalegate incident, where a seemingly insignificant half-pound discrepancy led to Charles Oliveira being stripped of his title, igniting a debate over the fairness and consistency of UFC policies. Each of these episodes painted a vivid picture of an organization caught between commercial success and the unbridled passion of its athletes. Adding another layer to this intricate tapestry, Jan Blachowicz, an active heavyweight with years of experience, offered his perspective on an upcoming light heavyweight title fight. Blachowicz warned that a fighter relying solely on stand-up striking without integrating solid wrestling might set himself up for defeat. His insights, coming from the perspective of a seasoned competitor still very much in the fight, lent a weighty perspective to the tactical debate swirling around the sport. His voice reminded fans that in MMA, the margin between victory and defeat is often razor thin, dictated by both strategy and raw physical prowess.
So, if Ankalaev will be fight like Rakic, right, in the fight with Pereira, he gonna lose. He need to do something more. He need to use his wrestling skills to make like tired Pereira, make tired his hands, and then he can start fighting in stand-up. If he will fight in stand-up only like kickboxer, he gonna lose the fight. This is my opinion, you know. If he not gonna use his wrestling skill, he gonna do nothing, you know.
In another compelling chapter, Juliana Pena is set to defend her UFC bantamweight title against Kayla Harrison at UFC 316. For Pena, this fight isn't merely a title defense. It's a battle that embodies years of preparation, technical mastery, and sheer determination. On a recent podcast, she highlighted Harrison's imposing size as a key challenge while emphasizing her own well-rounded skill set and impeccable judo, promising a contest that would be as cerebral as it was explosive. Her story resonates with fans who see her as not only a fighter, but as a symbol of resilience and precision in the ever-evolving world of MMA.
My thoughts are that she's a big old gal. I think that they said that, or she said that she, walks around at a big, heavy, weight class. I think she was fighting at 155, 160 in the PFL. And I've never been that big a day in my life. So I think that, that's the biggest thing that jumps off the page for me. As far as her as a fighter, I think that she is, very well rounded. She's complete. She's got amazing judo. So it's going to make for a great and exciting fight. They say that styles makes fights and matchups makes fights. So this is a perfect type of fight for me. And it's one that I have been looking forward to for a long time. I think that she's a great fight.
The narrative takes yet another twist with the intricate dynamics of rematch politics and long-held grudges. Belal Muhammad has taken a defiant stance regarding any potential rematch with Leon Edwards, after a bout that ended controversially, with Edwards capturing the welterweight title shortly after a no contest. The idea of a rematch has hung over the division like an unspoken challenge. Muhammad's insistence on a lengthy waiting period isn't just about protocol, it's a personal statement that champions must earn every opportunity anew, adding another layer of tension to an already combustible rivalry.
I don't know what Leon's thinking, but because like Leon, you have a full 3 years before you can even think about getting a rematch. Like, it's gonna be a long years of fighting contenders for Leon.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Yeah, what about
You're a son of a.
3 years. 3 years. Go to London.
Would you do that? Let's just say, all jokes aside, I've gone red. You made me laugh. Let's say UFC comes to you. Let's say Leon goes out there, smokes Sean, which isn't going to be easy, of course. Shout out to Sean. But hypothetically, Leon does that. UFC call you. You say no. That he poked me in the eye and made me wait. Is that what you would say?
Oh, 100%. I would make him wait, and then I would. But like I have my guy, the next guy in line anyway. I think is Shavkat. So there's nothing I don't think he could do to skip Shavkat.
As we tie these threads together, it becomes clear that the UFC isn't just a sporting organization. It's a vibrant, often volatile narrative where every fight, every departure, and every controversial statement weaves into a larger story of passion, perseverance, and evolution. The explosive fallout between former training partners, the emotional farewell of longtime stalwarts like Tony Ferguson, the redemption arcs of fighters like Alex Pereira, and the rising determination of Tom Aspinall all converge to form a saga that is as unpredictable as it is compelling. Every segment of today's story offers a glimpse into the raw human drama underpinning the spectacle of MMA. The controversies, whether personal betrayals, shifts in economic strategy, or issues of fairness and integrity, force us to ask, how do deep-rooted rivalries and evolving tactics shape the future of the sport? Can new strategies coexist with the energy of traditional arenas, and what will it take for fighters to overcome both personal and professional obstacles? In the end, these stories remind us that behind every headline and every explosive social media post, there are fighters, human beings with hopes, fears, and unyielding determination. Their journeys stand as a testament to the fact that in the world of MMA, victory isn't measured solely in wins or titles, but in the courage to rise above adversity time and time again. As we watch these narratives unfold, we're left to wonder which moment will define the next chapter of UFC history and how these athletes will continue to transform the sport they love. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the tumultuous and electrifying world of MMA. If you found these revelations as compelling as we did, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts in the comments below. After all, the story of the UFC is written by both the fighters and the fans, and your perspective is an essential part of that narrative. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and get ready for the next explosive chapter in the ever-evolving saga of mixed martial arts.